For decades, MTV wasn't just a channel. It was a channel, a cultural juggernaut, a revolution in how music, youth identity, fashion, and rebellion rolled together into one 24-hour broadcast. But now, the lights are flickering, the signal is weakening, and by the end of 2025, a chapter is set to close. Back in 1981, when the first video played on MTV looked forward to a new era, video killed the radio star by the Buggles. Few could have foreseen the explosion ahead. MTV introduced a new format, constant music videos, VJs instead of DJs, live events that became global moments. From the US, it expanded around the world, spawning local versions, themed channels, 80s, 90s, live concerts, and anchoring youth culture across continents. For 40-plus years, it endured, it defined, it shaped, and yet something was quietly shifting beneath the surface. The audience changed. The habits changed. Streaming, smartphones, social media, new platforms began commanding attention. According to trade reports, viewership for MTV's traditional music video feeds dropped significantly. Companies take notice when costs don't justify the returns. In 2025, Paramount Global, MTV's parent, formally announced a plan to shut down 5 of its major MTV music video channels by the 31st of December 2025 deadline. The Times of India plus 2, Euronews plus 2. Which channels? The ones you probably remember. Times MTV Music, Times MTV 80s, Times MTV 90s, Times Club MTV, Times MTV Live, the Economic Times plus 1. First in the UK and Ireland, then gradually across Europe, Australia, Brazil, and other markets. Euronews plus 1. The flagship MTV channel will remain, but the content will no longer center on music videos, instead shifting to reality and entertainment formats. The Times of India plus 1. That's the setup. Now imagine the tension. A brand that once stood for music now promises a radically different future. Why now? Let's look at the evidence. Times, the traditional model of 24/7 music video channel, is eroding. People skip what's scheduled and go straight to what they choose online. Money control plus 1. Times, a cost structure, running multiple niche channels, licensing, broadcast rights, regional feeds, all while ad revenues drop. Paramount realized the math no longer added up. The Financial Express. Times, strategic shift. The future lies in streaming, interactive, on-demand. MTV's music video era is deemed less essential. The Financial Express plus 1. So the decision, pull the plug on the dedicated music video feeds, pivot the brand, and cut hundreds of millions in costs globally. Let's get into detail. What's going away? The 5 music video channels listed above will stop broadcasting on the 31st of December 2025 in the UK and Ireland, with other markets following. Butter TV plus 1. The rhythm of 24-hour video premieres, live concert feeds, video countdowns, nostalgia blocks. That era is ending. What's staying? The main MTV channel remains operational, but its programming will focus largely on reality shows, youth entertainment, rather than music videos. Pulse Nigeria plus 1. In other words, MTV the brand survives. MTV the music video powerhouse does not, in the same way, anymore. This isn't just a business story. It's a cultural one. For many viewers around the world, teenagers in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe even today, MTV was a discovery point. New music videos, fashion trends, pop culture moments. The countdowns, the premieres, the live events. Now imagine those habit rituals fading. You turn on the TV and the channel you once expected music from is gone or reproposed. That creates resonance. Times nostalgia for what was. Times a recognition that something meaningful, the communal watching of music videos, is ending. Times a sense of generational shift, where younger audiences may never know MTV's original vibe. Though the UK and Ireland are first, the closures are global. Europe, Latin America, Australia, and Asia are all listed for similar pullbacks. Money control plus 1. For countries in the global south, including Africa, these developments pose questions. How will music video discovery work when TV channels fade? Will we still have local MTV-style feeds? The ecosystem is shifting fast. Here's the big question. Is this the death of MTV? Or a rebirth in a new form? On one hand, the traditional channel model is dying, and MTV is being stripped of the very thing that gave it identity, music videos and youth pop cultural dominance. On the other hand, the brand is being repackaged for a streaming and digital era. MTV as brand might live on, but what it means changes. Will it have the same cultural gravitas? Will discovery happen in the same way? Or will the vibe that made MTV special fade into algorithm-led feeds of YouTube, TikTok, Spotify? For your viewers, here are key takeaways and things to watch for. Times if you grew up with MTV. Take a moment to reflect. What video or moment stands out? Encourage comments. Times keep an eye on how Paramount and MTV redirects its energy, streaming, digital experiences. Their next move will matter. Times music video discovery is no longer linear TV. For aspiring artists or fans, build online presence, engage digitally. Times in markets like Nigeria, Africa. Watch for how this global shift affects local music channels and video discovery. Picture this, midnight, the 31st of December, 2025. The last video plays on one of MTV's music channels somewhere in Europe. The countdown ends. The feed goes to black. Then the off-air graphic appears. For many, that is not just the end of a channel. It's the end of a shared cultural ritual. A cord-cutting era meets the streaming dawn. But the story doesn't end there. Because while one chapter closes, another begins in feeds, algorithms, smartphones, social platforms. MTV's music video age may be dimming, but music itself isn't disappearing. It's shifting, evolving, and so is Ho. We watch it.